Welcome everyone on this special occasion where we recognize the achievements of hardworking and high-achieving table tennis volunteers. Volunteers are the lifeblood of our great sport, and we could not function effectively without the diligent work of committee members, administrators, officials, parents, and supporters who are so passionate and contribute significant time. Today, we announce a recipient of a 50 Years of Service Award. This prestigious award recognizes outstanding long-term volunteer service to table tennis by an individual for the benefit of the sport and wider community. I am pleased to announce today's recipient of the 50 Years of Service to Table Tennis Award is Pam Tait.
Pam Tait has been a player and administrator for more than 60 years. Pam is a powerhouse of veterans table tennis and is a former world veterans champion in over 75 women's doubles. Pam has won 19 women's singles, 14 women's doubles, and 20 mixed doubles titles at the National Veterans Championships. Pam also had the honour of being one of the inaugural veterans players to be inducted into the TTA Hall of Fame last year. Pam served as a board member for Table Tennis Victoria for more than 5 years, on the Victorian Veterans Committee for more than 20 years, and was a state veteran selector for more than 25 years. She was also on the organising committee for the National Veterans Championships held in Victoria in 1988, 1995, 2002 and 2010. Pam also volunteered at the 2006 Commonwealth Games in Melbourne. Pam is dedicated to our sport and we are fortunate to have her in our table tennis community.
Hi everyone. A very big thank you to Table Tennis Australia in presenting me with this award and Table Tennis Victoria for my nomination. This award recognises how important volunteers and helpers are in the success and management of any organisation. In my case, it has been an honour to serve the sport of table tennis in various functions and helped me learn so much in the areas of administration and being a player. We can be very proud of our administrators and volunteers in Australia as they are some of the best in the world and work very hard in making table tennis so successful and enjoyable. Wow, where has more than 50 years gone? Reminiscing back to those board meeting days, being a state and national junior selector, state veteran selector, as well as a committee member of the Table Tennis Victoria Veterans Committee. I can still very much remember those early meetings of our Veterans Committee when our vision and dreams were formed in what we hoped was going to be a successful veterans table tennis career. I was fortunate to be part of the inaugural National Veterans Delegates meeting and being in attendance at many of these meetings, have been able to watch the changes, additions, improvements and innovative decisions made over the years. How far have we come when for the first national championships held in Tasmania in 1984, approximately 60 players participated, and to now when approximately 460 players can be present. Just amazing. There is no way in these early stages could we have known how successful the veterans would become, not only here in Australia, but overseas as well. As to my playing years, it is hard to believe that I have been playing table tennis non-stop for approximately 60 years. I feel very proud and humble for the success I have had as a player, and at the same time take this moment to thank my teammates, doubles partners, coaches and supporters for a lot of this success. Umpires can also help. The late Fran Keogh helped me win a number of expedite matches with her expertise and before a match, reminding me of how to play expedite. There have been many highlights. My very first national over 40 singles title one in Melbourne in 1988, and of course it was in expedite. My first overseas singles and doubles titles at the inaugural New Zealand Veterans Table Tennis Championships over 40 category. World Veterans Table Tennis Championships 2006 in Bremen, Germany. A bronze medal in women's doubles with Joan Munn. And New Zealand in 2014. Gold medal in women's doubles with Margaret Mulcahy. Life member of Table Tennis Victoria. Hall of Fame, Table Tennis Victoria. Hall of Fame, Table Tennis Australia Veterans. Over the years, many of us have travelled extensively to play our wonderful sport of table tennis, and in so doing have become an ambassador for Australia. Our first trip overseas representing Australia was to New Zealand for their inaugural Veterans Table Tennis Tournament. Table Tennis Australia gave permission for us to wear the green and gold tracksuits with the Australian coat of arms proudly printed on the jacket. What a feeling it was to put this jacket on, knowing you were representing Australia in a sport you had chosen to play. This trip was so successful, the Trans-Tasman Cup was born, and a lot of us who have visited New Zealand many times over the Easter break have developed a love affair with this beautiful country and its people. Serving table tennis, either as a committee member or player, has been an absolute joy. With table tennis, we have been very lucky to visit all states of Australia, New Zealand, and many more overseas countries. The ones I very much enjoyed were where we were invited to clubs. Whole families would turn up welcoming us and very interested in knowing more about Australia. They always put on fantastic suppers. I always felt we as ambassadors could have done a lot more in promoting Australia, perhaps with pamphlets to hand out. Looking back on the years working on committees, sometimes they were hard, having to make difficult decisions, very busy and time-consuming, but the enjoyment you received in seeing people having such a great time, enjoying themselves and having fun overrides all this. As a player, if you want to improve, practice, and being coached is the way to go. Don't be afraid to ask questions, watch and listen. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all our volunteers, our administrators throughout Australia in making our sport of table tennis so successful and enjoyable. Thank you to the people I have worked with on committees, to all my team members over the years, and most importantly, your friendship and support, which helped me through some very sad and difficult years I will never forget. With more than 2/3 of my life dedicated to table tennis, there are naturally many, many wonderful memories. One I would like to share with you is when my late husband Ian lost his eyesight in a workplace accident and then sadly was diagnosed with lung cancer. Due to Ian's health, we weren't sure whether we would be able to attend one of our National Veterans Championships, but at the last minute, the doctor gave their permission. I was able to get into the singles final, and naturally part of my mind was on Ian and the other on the game I was about to play. But I needn't have worried. When I looked across, Ian was surrounded by beautiful ladies, which I might add he loved. And during the match, they described every point in detail, so he was able to visualise the match. I will never forget this kindness. The last 8 months have certainly been food for thought, how to fill in your days. As my front garden is a little piece of paradise, I have worked really hard in bringing it to life. I called it my Corona Challenge. This was very much my exercise. As I bent down to pull out a weed, I thought of it as picking up a table tennis ball. I know my imagination is well known, but it worked. Perhaps we could add it to our training schedule. As I walk out my front door, I am hit with a blaze of colour, not only for my enjoyment, but also for my neighbours. The beauty of nature can be exhilarating. Wishing everyone good health and great success in 2021. Thank you.